Hey guys. So, I want to talk about the false self. I want to talk about the ego. And we really need the awareness, right, within this. We really need to practice recognizing when the ego is speaking, when the sense of false self is speaking, when the sense of separation is speaking, right? That barrage of thoughts that is coming through, the arguing, the opinion, the blame, the judgment, the chase, the I need to get there, there's somewhere I need to get, there's something I need to achieve, there's something I need to manifest, there's something I need to prove, there's this worthiness that I need this person to see, right? All of those things. And then we have the conversations going on in our mind, and this aspect is answering this aspect, and this aspect is talking back to that one, and we have all of this just constant mind chatter, right? And all of that mind chatter is the veil, is the block, is the the false aspect of us that is covering the true you, that is blooming, that is being revealed, that is coming through you in the quiet moments, in the stillness, in meditation, in your intuition, in that sense of just knowing, not knowing why you just know, in the sense of just being guided, right? Without any thought, right? There's no question in that. There's no doubt in that. There's just an awareness in it. The difference between the false self and the true self that is always revealing itself in moments to you. And it's important that you really start to be able to feel when you're in ego, when you're in the condition, when you're in the program, when you're in the pattern, right? To be able to notice that, to recognize it, to feel it, and then to observe it, right? And then to observe what's going on, right? What am I allowing to take over in this moment? What am I arguing in this moment? What am I not seeing in this moment? Where is the beauty that lies underneath all of this that I'm not seeing? Where is the moment that's coming through me and I just can know it, and I just can feel it, and I just can taste it? And how is my ego pushing against that, right? How are the thoughts in my head saying, no, this path isn't real, or no, I must be doing something wrong, or no, you still have to achieve that next goal, or all of those things, right? It's the doubt, it's the naysaying, it's the negativity, it's the voice that is always questioning, right? It's always, it never stops. It never stops talking. It never stops doubting. It never stops wondering. It wants 1,000 questions to be answered. Why? Because it doesn't know you. It doesn't know you. It doesn't know consciousness. It doesn't know your light of being. It doesn't know awareness. It doesn't know oneness. It does not know unity. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. It plays the role that it plays very, very well, right? And when you're not going through an awakening, when you're not coming into higher awareness, that role is the role that we play, right? But when we're going through an awakening, when we're coming into higher awareness, when we're coming into the light of being and remembrance, then that filter that consciousness has been using, has been wearing, has been looking through, that perception of separation starts to fail. It starts to dissolve. It starts to fade, right? Because it was never you. It was never the true you, right? The ego is not you. And it's very important that we recognize this, because this is the part of ego death. This is the part of the dark night of the soul that is allowing the truth of you to be revealed again, to step to the forefront in a way that you're not questioning it, that you're not doubting it, right? The ego parts of you that you have been thinking that you are, that you have been identifying with, which is fine, right? And now they're starting to fade, they're starting to crumble. And this brings in that feeling of, but who am I then if I'm not that? Who am I if I'm not this status and this role and this name and this person and all of these things, right? Which makes ego even more anxious, even looking for more questions to be answered, even having more doubt. It's all based in the fear program of separation, right? Awakening remembrance, right? The true revelation of you, the true consciousness of you that is being shown again. It doesn't have fear. It doesn't operate through fear. It doesn't talk to you in ways that are anxious. It doesn't tell you to doubt this and this and this and this and this, right? It doesn't tell you that you need to prove your worth. It doesn't question whether or not you're going to be abandoned. It knows that it's not even possible. It doesn't question or ask or doubt or say any of these things about where is the masculine and how do I attract them back, right? What do I need to do? What am I doing wrong, right? The true essence of you, your consciousness, it doesn't speak like that. It doesn't talk like that. It doesn't operate like that, because it isn't that. It isn't that, right? The ego does that. The separation filter does that. Right? So just be very mindful and have that awareness. What am I listening to? Right? What am I listening to? What am I taking advice from? Right? Is this the same program, the same theme, the same narrative that I've been playing out for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? You'll be able to feel it. You'll be able to see it. It will be very familiar, right? It will feel uncomfortable. Why does it feel uncomfortable? Because you're shedding that, right? Because you're releasing that, because the truth of who you are is blooming through you, because you're in the process of remembrance. Because the true driver of the car, right? The true driver of the car is making itself known. You're feeling it again. You're seeing it all around you. That's the signs. It's the synchronicities, right? It's the energy. It's the all of that. It's remember, 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 remember. And yet time and time again, we're still listening to the voice that is saying no, 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 no. Instead of listening to the truth that's pouring from within you, that's coming from love. It's fostering, it's nurturing, right? And yet that default system, you know, it pulls you back, it pulls you back. I'm the driver, I'm the driver. That's what ego says. I'm the one in control. I'm who you are. It isn't. It isn't. This is how we're able to actually let go. This is the letting go, right? It's the letting go of the false aspect of you that you have been identifying with. It's the letting go of the programs that you have believed that you are. It's the letting go of the voices that are constantly telling you that you're this and that and the other, and you have to try and strive and right? What is my soul doing to me now? Right? My soul is doing this to me, right? I mean, how could my soul do this to me? That's ego. That's ego speaking. That's ego having the wherewithal that what it thought it was, it isn't. That's ego actually cluing in to the fact that, oh, wait, there is another driver in here, right? There is another awareness here. And we thinking that we have been ego for so long, automatically, it's like, that's like a threat, right? That's like, not sure what's going on here, but that's unknown to the ego, right? I don't know what's on the other side of awakening. I don't know what, consciousness of being means, I don't know how that's going to feel. I don't know. I don't know. Right? And so it pushes. It pushes against that. It pushes against its own realization that it is not what it thought it was, that you are not what you thought you were. That's the letting go. That's the surrender. That's the free fall. It's that, right? It's the program. It's the conditioning. It's the societal norm. It's the status, right? It's the belief systems, all of which we have been holding on to, clinging to, the whole thing, having the experience. It's been the experience is the experience. And now you're shifting into having a different experience. You're not losing anything, right? You're gaining. You're remembering, right? You're losing the fear, right? You're losing the fear. You're losing this constant urge to be right, to defend, right? To doubt, to question. Now you're coming back into remembrance, into the true being that you are, into the essence of love that you are, into trusting that the ego doesn't have the answers. The ego will be on a never-ending quest for answers if you allow it to be. Right? I know that that isn't easy, but it's necessary. It's a necessary part of this journey of you allowing that fight within you to finally stop fighting. Right? That's that gap that you actually have to have blind faith to step over so that you stop suffering. It's the thoughts that are making you suffer. It's the doubt, it's the question, it's the fear, it's the round and the round and the round and the round, right? That's what's creating the pain. That's what's creating you feeling like someday I'll reach inner union. Ego thinks that, right? Ego thinks it has this thing figured out, and so it's having its own milestones, right? The true consciousness that is you knows that inner union is just you. It just is. It's always been that. It's never not been that. But ego seeks it. Ego looks for things, right? The consciousness that is you doesn't. It doesn't seek. It doesn't look. It simply knows. It knows that I am that. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am oneness. And things are just arising through me because I have remembered what I am. And so that bends reality. Not because I am, as the ego, trying to bend reality, but because I already know. I already know. Why do I know? I don't know why I know. I just know that I know. Right? There's no question in that. There's no doubt in that. There's just knowing in that. That is the true essence of your being. You know, ego isn't the one that is in the driver's seat. It thinks it is. It thinks it's making all of these decisions and doing all of these things. Ego didn't set you on this path. Ego didn't awaken you. Ego doesn't know what awakening is. Right? Ego isn't sending you signs. Right? Ego isn't the energy that you feel around you. Ego isn't the higher masculine that you feel. It's none of those things. And yet we're still believing in the doubt and the fear and the curiosity and the confusion and the my soul did that, as if the soul and consciousness and higher self is out there, is somewhere else, because that's what ego does. Oh, it's separate from me. Oh, my soul is doing this. Or, oh, why would my consciousness do this? Or, oh, you know, how would it get so bad? I don't even know, right? This is being done to me by something out there. Ego is the one that's saying that. Ego is the one that's creating the separation lens, right? And again, If you're not awakening out of that, it's fine. That's part of your experience, right? We can discuss why that's part of your experience, why these certain things happen in a different video. It depends on what you're aligning to in any given moment. But again, it's questions that the ego will never be able to answer, because it will never have the questions of why and where and how and what and all of the things that it wants to know, because it isn't in touch with the true essence of you. And the true essence of you is allowance, right? It's allowance, it's stillness, it's freedom, it's knowing, it's love, it's peace. It's the present moment. It's not jumping back and forth between the future and the past, and what if this, and what if that, and why that, and blah-da-da, right? The true you is you. It is you. The soul is you. Higher self is you. Consciousness is you. Experiencing this. It's not separate from you. It's not doing things to you, right? It's you. The higher octave of you coming straight through you, having certain experiences for whatever reason that it's having those experiences, creating awakening because it's time to awaken, right? Allow yourself to just be. To just be. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to remember. Allow yourself to be in stillness. Allow yourself to be in the present moment more and more and more. Meditate. Meditate. Feel the true essence of your being coming through you. More and more, you will start to really feel and to see that that chattering noise that's around you all the time, it's what we're releasing. That chattering noise that's around you that's causing issues, that's what's being released. That's what's being let go. And all the programs that it loves so much to run with. And on the other side of that is peace. It's you. It's the true you. You know, awakening is revealing that again. So be mindful, guys, of what's going on in your head, what you're playing, you know, back and forth with, what you're going around with. It's keeping you in that place of feeling like you're always having to seek. It's always painful. It's always suffering and all of that kind of stuff. Okay? It's thoughts. Be aware of what your thoughts are doing. So, I love you guys. Have a beautiful week.